Welcome to Screen Hollywood, the home of movie news and entertainment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Welcome back to Screen Hollywood. I'm your host, Adam. If you're new here, join the Hollywood family and hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and hype button. And bookmark and subscribe to our news publication at screenhollywood.com. Okay, just when we thought the chaos surrounding the Scream franchise was finally settling down, another bombshell drops. Reports are flying everywhere that Kevin Williamson, the man who heroically stepped in to save Scream 7, will not be returning to direct Scream 8. And, as expected, the internet is in a full-blown panic. The franchise is cursed! It's falling apart again! But today, I'm here to tell you to take a deep breath. This isn't just expected, it was always part of the plan. This news doesn't spell doom for the franchise. In fact, it might just be the opposite. This opens the door for a new, visionary director to step in, and, more importantly, it does not derail the one thing we are all waiting for, the true, unfiltered, in-the-flesh return of Stu Macher. So today, we're going to break down the director news. I'll give you some insider info on how Hollywood really works, and we'll explain why Paramount's greed is the single greatest guarantee that Stu is coming back. Let's be real. Kevin Williamson leaving the director's chair was always on the cards. The man is a legend, the franchise godfather, but he took the job on Scream 7 under duress. He stepped onto a sinking ship late in production, navigated a creative hurricane, and managed to steer it to a safe harbor. He was the hero we needed in a crisis. But he was never going to be the long-term director. He's a writer, a producer, the master architect. His work was done. And his departure won't slow down Paramount for a single second. Why? Because Scream 7 was an absolute cash machine. We're talking a profit of over $65 million opening weekend, and over $100 million in 5 days. For an R-rated slasher film, those are profit margins you rarely see. Paramount knows they have lightning in a bottle, and they are desperate to capitalize on it. Scream 8 isn't just a possibility, it's a financial necessity for them. The story of Scream 7 was left beautifully open-ended, and Paramount is now on the hunt for a new director. And this is where things get really exciting. They need an artistic director with a real vision to elevate this franchise beyond our expectations. Personally, I would love to see someone like Zach Kreger, the mind behind the unpredictable madness of Barbarian and Weapons, take a shot. Or, even better, can you imagine Mike Flanagan, the director of The Haunting of Hill House, bringing his brand of gut-wrenching, character-driven horror to the streets of Woodsboro? It gives me chills just thinking about it. Which horror directors do you think would be a good fit? Let me know in the comments below. But here's the million-dollar question that every fan is terrified of right now. Could a new director come in and scrap the Stu return altogether? The fear is that a new director might want to do a fresh new story, to put their own stamp on the franchise and ignore the setup from the previous film. And that is a valid fear, if you don't understand how big studio filmmaking actually works. So, here's a little insider info for you. The days of a director walking into a massive franchise production with a completely blank canvas are mostly over. That level of creative freedom is reserved for the absolute titans of the industry, your Spielbergs, your Camerons, your Scorseses. For the vast majority of directors, when you join a production of this scale, you don't have anywhere near as much control as you think. The script is often either completed or a very, very strong draft is already in place. The studio has a clear, data-driven expectation of what they are looking for. We just saw this play out with Kevin Williamson himself on Scream 7. He inherited a script that was 85% complete, a script that included the disastrous AI Stu concept. Williamson has gone on record saying he hated the idea, that it was cheesy, and that bringing the real Stu back would be better. But he had to roll with it. He had to make it work. The studio's plan was already in motion. So for all the Stu fans out there, our hope lies in that draft script for Scream 8. And I have one massive reason why I believe he is not only in that script, but is the central focus of it. One word: Paramount. Let's be brutally honest. Paramount is a business. Their primary objective is to make as much money as humanly possible. They are absolutely delighted with the financial success of Scream 7. But they are not stupid. They have analytics departments. They read social media. They know that one of the massive driving forces behind that success wasn't just the triumphant return of Neve Campbell. It was the global, viral, 30-year-long anticipation for the return of Matthew Lillard's Stu Macher. You could even argue that for a huge chunk of the audience, the possibility of Stu's return was the primary reason they ran to the cinema on opening weekend. They sat through that whole movie waiting for the reveal, only to be let down by that cheap AI stunt. The studio got the money, but they also got the backlash. They are not going to make that mistake again. They are not going to pass up on the millions, maybe even hundreds of millions, in additional global revenue that the real return of Stu Macher would guarantee. It's a license to print money. Scream 7 was completely set up for it. The film intentionally leaves breadcrumbs. It introduces the provocative wrinkle that the official paperwork confirming Stu's death is missing. It's not a direct confirmation, but it's a door they deliberately kicked wide open for a reason. We got some great theories in the comments section of our last Scream video. One theory from one of our subscribers in particular was the opening kill scene at Stu's house was actually Stu. He wanted to kill the memory of his defeat by Sidney Prescott, and then he burned the house down. This scene was great, but it didn't actually have anything to do with the main story. It was almost an extension scene to the film. Someone else pointed out that there was a news broadcast that Stu was seen by members of the public just before the cop turned his radio off. Man, I need to watch it again to check for more clues. We also got a few people in the comments saying, Stu is definitely dead. He can't come back. To those of you still saying this, my response remains the same. This is Hollywood, baby. If it's going to make money, they will find a way to make it happen. My only request, my only prayer, is that they make his return worthy. Give it a great explanation. Wrap it in an amazing story. With Neve Campbell taking on an executive producer role, she has stated in recent interviews that she has some great ideas for Scream 8 that the fans will love. And the rumors in Hollywood are it's Stu related. The studio now has a golden opportunity to right the wrongs of Scream 7. They have a clearly defined successor in Tatum. They have a reshaped ensemble, and they have the single most shocking twist in franchise history waiting in the wings. They can make Scream 8 awesome by laying the demons to rest, by pitting the original unhinged Woodsboro killer against the ultimate final girl. Stu definitely lives. What do you guys think? Is the financial incentive too big for Paramount to ignore? Let me know your theories in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more from Screen Hollywood. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.